Well, this Quinta belonged to my great-great-grandmother, Antonia Adelaide Ferreira. She was a very famous, she still is, a very famous personality in the Douro. She was by far, when she died, the biggest landowner in the Douro. She had a very interesting life, very rich life. She was a good, very effective and successful entrepreneur. But of the many Quintas she owned, this one has a special thing about it, is that it was the only one that she built from scratch. I mean, she bought this piece of land in 1877 from the state. It was public land, and it was covered by bush. There was no cultures, no buildings, no anything. She did everything that exists nowadays start with her, and in a certain way this Quinta resulted from the experience that she had accumulating during more than 60 years of being a very successful businesswoman in the Douro. She put here all the knowledge that she accumulated during her long life, and so this means that in fact this is, this is the most important work that she left. So I was very proud to become the only owner, because this Quinta was inherited by my great-grandmother. She had only one son and one daughter. And then my great-grandmother had 12 children, and there's 12 children, lots of descendants. So in my generation we were many owners of the Quinta. But I spent a big part of my life buying parts from my relatives. And in '94 I had the fortune of becoming, with my children, the only owner of the Quinta. So in '98, 4 years after having become the only owner, I decided to start my own project of launching wines from the Douro, and also keeping on making port. And so we decided to have two brands. One, the first one with the name of the Quinta, Quinta de Vale Meao, and then the second one is called Meandro, because we are here in the meander of the river. And since the start, since '99, the first wines were launched in 2001, we had great success. Well, I think that one thing that I'm proud about which I'm proud, is that lots of people tell me that if they are given a blind tasting series of Douro wines, they can only recognize Vale Meao. It means that we have a style that results from a combination of factors that exist in every wine: soil, varietals, climate. Then I think that we also have another factor that's important, that we have a great percentage of Touriga Nacional. I had the good fortune and inspiration to choose Touriga Nacional in the '70s as the main varietal of this Quinta. In those times, Touriga Nacional was practically non-existent in the Douro, but now it has proven to be the best adapted varietal to the hot and dry conditions of this part of the Douro region. It gives wines that are very floral, very intense, with a great sense of volume in the mouth, but at the same time that have freshness, which is very important in this part of the world. No, you should never be satisfied. No, I think that we can progress in many ways. One of the things that we are trying to do is to have some old varietals of the Douro that were forgotten, and we believe that they were forgotten by the wrong reasons, because they, like Touriga Nacional, they were not very productive. So many years ago, when the Portuguese viticulture was mainly oriented toward volume, these varietals were not interesting. But exactly like Touriga Nacional, which produces small yields and has some difficulty to cultivate because it's inclined to some diseases and pollination problems, some of these old varietals of the Douro and of Portugal have eventually a potential for quality and mainly for originality, for character, that should be explored. And so we have planted in last years Tinta Francisca, Tinta da Bairrada, Cornifesto, Alicante Boucher, and we are trying to identify new things and new varieties that can add something to our wines.